Today marks exactly 3 months until Election Day 2020. It's been an unprecedented year, and this is going to be an unprecedented and hotly debated election, especially here in Nevada. State lawmakers voted to allow active registered voters to get November election ballots by mail. The measure keeps the safety of Nevada voters in mind during the pandemic, but there are plenty of concerns over problems with the overwhelmed Postal Service and possible fraud.
It still allows for in-person voting for those folks who would like to cast their ballot in person at an election day voting site or during early voting.
Earlier this year, ballots were sent to voters for the primary election, but there were still long lines into the night on Election Day.
So I wasn't expecting 4 hours. I was expecting about 15 minutes. But it was easier if you filled out your ballot, put it in the envelope, walked up to the front and dropped it in.
We had to make some predictions. We did not anticipate this large a number of people on Election Day. The wait times were unacceptable, and we'll have to make that better.
How the presidential election will look like or work, still one of many unknowns 3 months out. The details for both Republican and Democratic conventions remain in flux and scaled down due to the pandemic. Presumptive nominee Joe Biden has not picked his running mate, although he's hinted at choosing a woman of color. The debate formats between the president and the former vice president also remain undecided, and still no word if either campaign will hold large-scale events during the pandemic. The Trump campaign does plan to hold an event later this week at the Ahern Hotel. The president will not be there. All guests must sign waivers pledging they will not sue if they catch the coronavirus. This year's election also has 4 of Nevada's congressional representatives up for re-election, with no Senate elections this year.